Hello guys, good morning from Poppet, and today we are going to pop English. So we are going to pop an English balloon. Right, so specifically use of English part 4 from CPE Proficiency. Okay, as you know, this is one of the most difficult parts of this exam. Mainly they are going to test your vocabulary and your expressions. So let's go for it. So tips. The first one and most important, you have to cross out the repeated information in both. As you know, they give you a sentence and then in capitals you're going to see a word. The purpose of the exercise is to paraphrase the information you have in the first sentence in the second sentence using this word, and the blank must be filled with no more than 8 and not less than 3 words. Okay, in these examples you can see how I did it. So you had no reason to be that rude. That rude is the repeated information you've got here, and then I have to paraphrase you had no reason to be, which with call should be there was no call for you to be. Okay, so my last sentence will be there was no call for you to be that rude, right? So this is the perfect situation for you to learn more vocabulary of a C2 proficiency level. So what I do in these cases, I take the new expression, that I didn't know, and I apply it directly to a sentence that makes sense for me. Why do I do this? Because if I learn by heart the expression in maybe 1 week or less, I'm going to forget or to blur part of it, and I'm not going to remember if the preposition with this expression was for, or if I have to put an infinitive or a gerund after something. So the best way to avoid this mistake is to learn a sentence that makes sense for you. For instance, there is no call for Peter to be so stressed about the party. Okay, right. So next example. Oh, there you are. I didn't even know you had gone out. And my word is unaware. Right, so let's see how to do it. I pointed out the repeated information. I and you had gone out. And unaware is the word I have to use. Okay, so I have to repeat didn't even know, which is more or less the same that was unaware about the. Look, here you have a past simple, so don't forget to repeat the same tense in the other way to do it. Why? Because you can't avoid or add more information than the one that is in the original one. Okay? So, this is my second example. Okay? And in my second example, as I told you before, it's very good for you to use immediately this in a concrete sentence. Mariana is completely unaware about the fact that Peter is in love with her. I'm very romantic, so all this is going to be related more or less to love. You are not entitled to speak to me like that. And right. So you have blank me like that. Repeated information, me like that, and you. So I have to paraphrase are not entitled to speak to, which is have no right to speak to. You have no right to speak to me like that, right? So have no right to, a verb, and to is you have no right to treat me like that. Look, this is me when I was 3. No, I'm joking. Right. She was very surprised to find out she has won. Great. So let's see the result. She was very surprised, that's what I have to paraphrase, and great surprise that she realized. Okay, let's go to the example to memorize. It was with great surprise that Mariana realized that Peter loved her. All right, it, then you can use is or was, with great surprise that somebody knows or does or did whatever something. There is no doubt that Sarah will have bought a present for Mom. Bond. Typical sentence from a C2 level. Okay, so let's check the result. Sarah and bought a present for Mama, the repeated information. Okay, so I have to figure it out the rest. There is no doubt. Is bound to have bought. Okay, is bound to. Let's see my example for that. There is bound to be a new deal. All right, good. Let's go for another one. One day, Dave is going to pass his driving test. It is only, this is a typical one, I'm sure you know it. Look, Dave is repeated and pass his driving test is more or less like passes his driving test. So it is only a matter of time before Dave passes his driving test. Good? Not so difficult, that one, right? A matter of time before. It is only a matter of time before you realize you love him too. Mariana. Bruce played a really important part when the deal was signed. Instrumental, another compulsory stuff from the C2. Right, let's go straight to the result. Bruce and the deal. A lot of stuff to paraphrase. So when you have a lot of stuff to paraphrase, like this is the case, do it step by step. First one part and then the second part. As you know, this exercise counts double, okay? Because if you have part of it that is correct, you're going to have 1 point. Okay, if both are correct, 2 points. Bruce played a real important part is the same as was instrumental. And then the second part is that you know that in instrumental you have to use an ing form. So the final sentence would be Bruce was instrumental in the signing of the deal. So the new player was instrumental in the scoring of the goal. Okay, so that's it from Puppet English. If you liked it, please tell me with a big like, and I hope we will see you again. Bye bye.